Page 127, Mighty to Save. 4/4 time in the key of G major to 1 sharp. 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and at the beginning, right hand. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, or think 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1. Follow their fingering, it's fine. You're working the weak fingers. That's good. You need to work on weak fingers. Don't shy away from them. If you have to, you can do 3 and 4. But I would recommend here. You can also do 3 and 5. But I still think it's a good idea to work these fingers. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. Second line, second measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a, like so. You get that in a lot of places too. On page 128, not too bad. Over there, not on 16th notes in the chorus there at the first line, the last measure here. Follow their fingering. Then for the last note of the second line, they're saying 5th finger. I would prefer to do, it's a personal thing. You have more time if you go here, because you can lift up on the A a little quicker and move down. You don't have as much time if you play that 8th note with 2nd finger and then change. My habit is to do that. Change on the beat, but actually what they're doing is fine. And so forth. And then at the bottom we get the same rhythm we had before. So thing. And on page 129 then the chorus comes back and we do it all again. Isn't that lovely? Left hand, just keep the left hand soft. There's not a lot going on in the left hand. A couple suggestions though I might make. At the beginning it's not bad, you're just following what they're doing, but go down to the, it's the third line, last measure on page 127. You're here. 4th finger on the last note. So you can go down to the next note, because you got a beat coming up. And the last line, second measure. 4th finger on that E. So you can do, then on page 128 at the beginning, because you just played a D with 4th finger, you're going to need, or 5th finger, you're going to need 4th finger on that first note, rather than 5th. Here you can use 5 on both of those because you got a note in between. That's fine. And anywhere else you see that, you use 4th finger occasionally. Just look ahead and see what's coming. At the bottom of the page on 128 first measure, you hear. I recommend 2nd finger on the G because of the chord. You're ready, and then you can go down. Last line on page 129, last 2 measures. You're here. 4th finger. Here, and then at the bottom, I recommend a 5-2. Just stay where you are and stretch out. Here. That's the position, that's what you're after. And slowly put them together. Bring out the top note in the right hand as best you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. For the verse, 1 and 2 and 4. Don't forget the F sharps, it's in the key signature. Top of page 128, again, bring out the top note in the right hand. I didn't mention it before on the page 128, second line, last measure, left hand, that's a 2 on that G. Now you would repeat this back to the other page, I'm not going to. Let's go on. Now on these, the accent goes on the EC here. It's like a pickup to that. It's here. Go to here. Not a big accent, just feel that. Go to here each time. Go over to page 129, second line. That's really about it. It's a pretty easy piece as far, compared to what we've been dealing with. Now we add pedal to kind of smooth this out. Well, we got notes running all over, so you're going to have to decide how blurry do you want it. You can get away with pedaling it every 2 beats, pretty much at the beginning. I'm going to change the pedal right after I play the hand, and so it's here. I find that a little blurry. I don't like it at all. So I'm going to adjust it slightly. At the beginning, I'm not going to pedal with the 16th notes, but I am going to reinforce the accent on the EC. So I'm going to pedal that. Just that 1/8 note is all I'm pedaling, and I'm doing it to reinforce the accent. We pedal for different reasons at different times. Second measure, I'm pedaling it to connect it. And then lift up on the 3rd beat, or the 4th beat. So we're not pedaling that. And then the second line, we're here. Go ahead and pedal that. The first 2 beats. Then lift up. Don't pedal that. And then we go on. Now I'm pedaling only when I have to. I need to connect these notes. Guess I don't need to. They stand out more if I don't pedal them. Or you can pedal them to connect them. Pedaled on the last measure of the second line, the 2 G's, I pedaled those to connect them. And the D's. It's up to you. How complicated do you want to make this pedaling, is what I'm saying. But I recommend not pedaling it any more than you absolutely have to. On these measures that end with that type of thing, I wouldn't pedal the last beat at least. Just don't bother. So starting with the second line, last measure, lift up on the last beat at least. Most of this you can get away with just lifting up on the last beat, and it's not so bad. On page 128 here, I don't pedal the 8th notes. I don't like them. In the chorus, You have to decide how you want the sound you want. You can get away pretty much with pedaling every couple of beats, or try seeing how much you can play without pedal and see how that goes. With the chorus, I'm going to pedal to on the repeated notes. I want to connect them. Then I lift up on the A, and then here. First measure, I'm pedaling the last two beats separately. I want to connect them, but I don't want to blur them. And then we're back to the bridge. So forth. I might be playing a little fast, but it says moderato, so okay. And page 129 is going to be the same on the chorus, the second line. Line, the last two measures, pedal the last two beats, and then hold it down for the whole thing, and pedal in the hands and everything come up at the same time. Yay, 18. I'm going to do a play with me here, just a slow one. I'll do page 127, then stop, turn the page, count in again, and finish it up. Now, the repeats at the bottom of 128. I'm not going to do the first one because I don't want to deal with the page turn. But the second repeat, that got two endings there at the top of page 129, I'm going to go ahead and do that repeat. And we're going to repeat back to the bottom of page 128. You see the reverse repeat sign? There are two reverse, So I will take that repeat and then go through and finish it up. So I'll give myself 4 counts. If you want to play along, go ahead. At least the right hand to get the rhythm. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 1. And 2. Turn the page. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and